you ever thought about being a wizard?
All the time.
What would you do if you were a wizard?
I would levitate a few things from the fridge to me, and then maybe go to Vegas and change the odds on a few bets.
No, you wouldn't like save the world, fight crime?
Probably not, no.
Well, I think there's a game for wizards like you.
Today we review Cheaty Mages. Hi, I'm Glenn.
I'm Cheryl.
And this is Couple
versus
Cardboard! So what are we talking about?
So a game called Cheaty Mages.
Cheaty Mages, okay.
Yeah.
What's it about?
So it is about wizards who are going to a gladiator-style battle to bet on this fight between mythical creatures.
Naturally.
Of course, so you got dragons and orcs and goblins all fighting each other.
Oh my.
A wizard placing bets. Now, here's the trick.
Okay.
Because you're a wizard, you can cheat.
Of course I can.
And you can put spells on your monster and on the other monsters so that the monster you bet on wins.
When you start the game, you are betting on a monster. You're effectively saying, I think this guy is going to win. The more powerful they are, the less money, the less payout for it. And the less powerful they are, the more payout.
So what's an example?
So like a goblin, just like a tiny single goblin. He apparently was very happy to be there today. But he has basically no power. But he has a ton of payout if he wins, because there's no chance he's going to win in a normal, untampered with fight.
Spread.
Right.
Is that a thing?
I don't think that's a thing. I don't know enough about sports to say that, though. The opposite would be the dragon. Dragon's the most powerful, has much less payout.
Because, who's going to beat a dragon?
Right. Every hand, you're basically going in turn and casting spells on your guys. You can pass if you want, but and if everybody passes, everybody's done. But you keep going around in circle, casting spells on these guys. But the trick about this game, the thing that's really crazy, is that some things are turned face up and some are turned face down. So some spells, they can be powerful, they could just be really simple, are played face up. Everyone can see them. And then the reverse of that is true as well. You can have certain ones which are played face down. Some of them are going to be simple little, a bonus here, a bonus there. Some are going to be super powerful, just crazy. That would be enough, but the game gets even crazier because there's one more aspect to it that I really like, and that is the judge. The judge is giving some specific rules to each turn. You play 3 turns, you ultimately end up getting about 3 different judges. The judges are going to be doing things like they can say you can't play certain kinds of spells.
Like you can't play direct spells.
Right, which are the ones that are played face up.
So then it ends up being a very secretive match.
Right.
You're like, what's happening with my monster? I have no idea.
Right, absolutely. In addition to that, every spell has a mana cost. Now, it doesn't normally matter as far as you don't need resources to pay for the spell. But where it does come in is that a judge is going to go ahead and say, okay, I'm cutting it off right here. Like, mana limit is effectively saying this is the level of foolishness that they are willing to tolerate and no more. And after that, they have 2 particular rulings. They might eject the monster, right? They can eject the fighter, or they can dispel everything on them, leaving them back to their original state. Judge is where the game really gets fantastic, because not only does it add variety, but I can't just dump every spell that I have that's beneficial onto him and every negative spell onto somebody who I don't want to win. Because if I do that, if I cast, let's say I just throw everything onto him, he's either going to, it's likely he'll either be ejected or all of the spells will be discarded.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Which I think makes this game awesome.
It's so fun.
And it's a delicate balance of how do I take certain spells and benefit the guy that I'm rooting for and not. In addition to that, there's also a slightly more crazy element with the support spells.
My favorite thing.
Okay. Tell me about the support spells.
Okay. Support spells.
Yeah.
So they are one of the type of spells you play them face up, and what happens is it targets another spell, a fighter, or a player, or a judge.
Even sometimes a judge, right?
And does something to that spell or that fighter, that person, that judge.
Right.
So an example is there's an invisibility spell that you can play on yourself or on someone else, and it lets you ignore the spell limitations the judge puts on you.
Right.
So no one else can play direct spells, but you're able to, so you get this leg up on that round. The other thing that you can do, which is so fun, is you can
I know what
you can play a card that changes the judge.
Right,
like,
so you've been playing one particular way the whole round.
Like, I know I'm gonna change it, so I'm like, that's fine. Like, everyone's being crazy with their mana limit because it's a like mana free zone, but I'm gonna change the judge, and that's gonna like kick everyone out. It's so great. Yeah. It's so fun. It like changes the whole game right at the end. Support spells.
Support spells are super awesome.
I think that they're just super fun.
Yes.
They add a really like crazy like dynamic to the game.
They definitely change the game state, and they definitely twist everything at the last second. And almost in every case, I've seen most people use it, you know, like right before the end of the round, right before everybody's about to pass. And so, but at the same time, you know, I mean, most people know that those exist, or at least they figure it out the first round, and then they can anticipate that everything's going to change in every round after it. I think that it ends up being a slightly headier party game, because I think you can play with up to 6 people, and it's a really fun game. You can teach it in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It doesn't. The idea of just playing a card every round is not difficult for people to understand, and so it's really fun in that aspect. I think the game is fantastic. I really like how much you're playing the other players, which, you know, is great for party games. I think there's like bluffing aspects, I guess you might say, because you're trying to kind of convince other people that they have they bet on different fighters. Right. There are obviously secret aspects that I really like. The betting aspect is really fun. And I think all of those different things make for a really simple game you can play with gamers or non-gamers. I mean, it was just had a fun feel to it, like fun, like intensity. You're doing a lot of player interaction, which I think is really fun because it makes it a very social game. This is for sure one of my favorite games right now. Okay. And the only thing I would say about it is that I really wish it had a strong 2-player element. Right, which it is not for 2 players. It's not for 2 players, so we just don't get to play it nearly as often as I think I would like to play it. It is a really great balance of like lightness and strategy, you know, complexity. AEG's components, like those cards, feel really good. They don't feel flimsy, they just feel awesome. I think it's the same ones they had for Smash Up. Thank you, AEG. It is not lost on me. I love them. Right? We don't have anything else. No, we just... Nothing else to say. We have one more thing to say. We do? Yeah. What? It's the same thing we always say. Oh. Keep playing awesome games. See you guys. Bye. Go to Vegas and change the odds on some stuff, maybe? Really? Yeah. Well? Well? Who did I marry? Why would he do that? My husband's super selfish. I'm rethinking this whole marriage. Okay, you want to try again?